fellow human beings, and welcome to episode 87 of The Best Blessed Life. I'm your best host, Kristen, and today's topic is, let's talk enchilada more turkey and a surprise. Are you wondering why I'm not on camera yet? Well, here I come. Ta-da! I did it! I got my mohawk like wanted. It's great. It's beautiful. I haven't learned how to style it yet, so bear with me, but isn't it awesome? I'm so excited. And I want to thank Emily from Tre Volte Salon in Tinley Park, Illinois, for giving me this wonderful do. Not a sponsor, by the way. For giving me this wonderful do. I had the most awesome experience at the salon. They're great ladies there. Just a wonderful time. So, thank you so much. You guys are awesome. Okay. Now that that's out of the way, and the cat's out of the bag, so to speak, I'm here to make some more turkey for you. Today we're going to make turkey enchiladas. Now typically I make them chicken enchiladas, but I had leftover turkey, and I shouldn't call it leftover turkey because frankly it was a turkey. We went to our nieces for Thanksgiving, and we got a decent amount of leftovers, but when turkeys are on sale after Thanksgiving, you kind of gotta buy a turkey. So this is where that turkey came from. And I'm going to give you the recipe real quick. And I'm hoping we're going to have time to do a pumpkin dump cake too, but we'll see. It's a pretty elaborate one, so I'm not sure it's going to happen. All right, but we're going to do the things to do today. My head is cut off for some reason. Things to do today is our daily inspirations, of course. We're going to talk about helping people feels good. We're going to talk about Mom's Day off. And, of course, the M is missing. From the recipes are aid for the first time right in front of you. But that's not what it says. All right. This is not true of this recipe, in the fact that I've made this chicken enchilada recipe before, but I'm making it with turkey for one thing, obviously. And I've added some substitutions. Like this recipe calls for corn tortillas, and I've always used flour for this particular recipe. So that's why there's an asterisk by the chicken because we're using turkey, and there's an asterisk by the tortillas because I didn't even write corn on there. But I use flour, half cup chopped onion, 4 cloves garlic, 1 teaspoon coriander, half teaspoon cumin, 1/4 teaspoon of pepper, 2 tablespoons of butter, yeah, I can read, 3 tablespoons of flour, which I forgot to get, 8 ounces of sour cream with an asterisk, and 2 cups chicken broth, 1 4-ounce can of diced green chilies, 1 cup shredded cheese, 2 cups chopped cooked chicken, we know that the substitution for that, sliced olives, and chopped green onions. We're going to wrap the tortillas in foil, which I've already done, and we preheat to 350, and you're going to throw those tortillas in there and warm them up for 10 to 15 minutes. For the sauce, you're going to cook the onions, garlic, coriander, cumin, which I forgot to write down, and pepper in the butter until onions are tender. Stir flour into sour cream and add to onion mixture. Stir in broth and chilies all at once. Cook and stir until thickened and bubbly. Remove from heat and stir in half of the cheese, or a half cup, whichever you want to look at it is. The filling is you stir in a half a cup of the sauce into the chicken, place a 1/4 cup of the mix into tortillas and roll. Arrange rolls into a 13 by 9, top with remaining sauce. Bake covered for 35 minutes, sprinkle with remaining cheese, and bake uncovered about 5 minutes or until cheese is melted. Top with the olives and green onions and serve. Okay, so I forgot to get a bunch of stuff out, so I'm going to put you on pause for just a few minutes while I get myself organized here. I'll be right back. And maybe I'll fix the camera so my head isn't chopped off. All right, I'm back. I'm not sure I fixed my head choppage. No, I did not. I think I made it worse, but that's okay. Okay, I'm going to get to the daily inspirations, but once again, I forgot to write them down. I feel very harried today. This is me mixing my flour with my sour cream. Now, the substitution is, of course, that I used only about a 1/4 cup of sour cream, and the rest is Greek yogurt. Now, I am making a double batch because the whole reason behind this episode is to give the lady I babysit for a day off from cooking. So, I'm making us a batch and I'm making her a batch. And I'm hoping they will enjoy a day off. Okay, because they're busy. Alright, I accidentally browned my butter and I've made it worse while sitting here. So I'm pouring in my already started to cook onions and garlic because I had it sitting on my stove. And my stove has been preheated for quite some time now. So, yeah, they started to cook. But we are going to have a little flavoring with the brown butter. I like to think that was a purposeful move. I really don't feel very organized today. Both my kitties are home, so I'm very excited about that. And Jordan brought the cat, the new pet. I'm the mean mom. I get to be a mean mom. I love it. Alright, so we're going to get that going. Hopefully I didn't ruin my onions. And I don't know how, but a piece of turkey got in there. Anyway, we're supposed to be cooking this until the onions become tender. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make them in foil pans. That way, she can just cook it, and then she won't have any dishes to clean up either. Isn't that brilliant? I like to think so. All right, I'm gonna get my. I forgot to put my tortillas in one up. I did 2 separate packages just because I wanted to keep her tortillas separate from ours, and that way I'll know when I'm done. I won't have to count. It says 8, but I usually get 12 to 15, depending. And if it's more than 12, I'm going to have to see if I have another package of flour tortillas in my fridge. I keep them in my fridge. Alright. I think we're getting pretty tender here pretty quick. I'm hoping, I also used a pan that is not nonstick because I'm hoping I'll get a little bit of residual browning. Okay. And then once we've done that, I was supposed to season it. So I'm supposed to season them. So there's the pepper. I guess I can turn it down now. And then this is my seasonings of coriander and cumin. Okay, let me get that all stirred up. Oh, nice. Good and coated. Okay. Yeah, we're gonna get some nice stuff off the bottom here. Oh, I probably should have set my timer for the tortillas so they don't get too. Because if you do leave them in there, I mean, it doesn't hurt for a little while to leave them in, but you get too carried away and they start to get crispy, even though they're wrapped up. All right, so after that, we're going to stir in our flour, sour cream, Greek yogurt mixture. So just keep in mind that I have doubled everything. Seems like such a large amount of sour cream, doesn't it? Let's try and get used to it. Okay. then we're supposed to stir this until... Gosh, I have made these so many times and I cannot for the life of me remember how to do it. Alright, so we're going to stir this into our onions. I don't want to lose so much of my... Because this is what thickens up the sauce. You know, having this... So sorry, I'm making so much of it. Having the flour in the sour cream. That all stirred up. And again, this is helpful to get all the bits off the bottom. Right. Yeah, I've never stirred with a spatula before. This is new. And then I'm going to stir in the broth and the chilies. And I do not drain the chilies. So I like that added like bit of liquid because it adds a little spice to it too. I do use the mild though. Mild green chilies. And I've always used the mild. I didn't change it because they have kids or anything, or the fact that my youngest doesn't like too much spice. It says do it all at once, but I still like to stir in the chilies before I add the broth. I don't know. Just seems... I'm going to turn it back up now too, I guess. It seems like so much broth. Okay. Yeah, I'm going to switch to a spoon here, I think. And I need to turn this up a little bit. Because what we're cooking this for is until it gets thickened and bubbly. And then we'll have to bring out the cheese because I forgot to bring out the cheese. Now they called for Monterey. I don't necessarily use, I use whatever I have on hand. Now obviously I wouldn't use like mozzarella, but I have cheddar jack in there and I have an American mixed with cheddar. So I'm probably going to be just finishing up a bunch of bags of already pre-opened shredded cheese. So hopefully I'll have enough. So, okay. Okay, I should have put my turkey in a bigger bowl too because we don't pre-cook the turkey. It's already cooked. And this is actually probably more like closer to 6 cups of chicken. I keep calling it chicken, but it's turkey. But I kind of like, I feel like I'm talking into my, I kind of like having them like really nicely filled with chicken more than the just having it soggy with sauce. If that makes sense. How's everybody doing out there? Okay, so that is one surprise, and then I'm hoping to get together here a dump cake. I know I've made a pumpkin dump cake before, but this one's kind of different. It's a cheesecake one, and I'm hoping that I'll be able to get those ingredients ready while this is warming up, thickening up. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put you guys on hold for just a little bit, and I'm going to get my other ingredients ready, and I'll show you how these all roll together. You're not going to get to see them cooked because one's for us for later and one's for the lady that I'm bringing to her for tomorrow. So you won't actually get to see the finished product until I post on Instagram and Facebook. So follow me on Instagram at The Best Blessed Life and follow me on Facebook at Kristen Haas. And I'm really trying to up my Instagram following. I keep losing followers. I get one, they take one away for some reason. I don't understand it. But I was at 99. I thought for sure I was going to get to 100. Now I'm back to 98 again. So come on, guys. Follow me on Instagram. I post lots of fun stuff. You can follow my story. I post my positive quotes every day on there. It's a fun time. I show you all the stuff that I've cooked on there as well, if I don't show it at the end of the episode. So, come on, help me. I want to up my Instagram. All you lovely people out there. Alright, so I'm going to put you on pause and I'm going to get this other recipe ready. I'll be back in a split second. Maybe. Alright guys, I'm back. It's time to add the cheese. And as you can see, I have little bits of cheese here and there. So you turn the heat off, of course. And then you're going to throw a little bit of... Now keep in mind, I need to use a cup because I'm doubling, right, my recipe. But I never measure shredded cheese. Don't ask me why. I just don't. I just see what it's going to take to thicken it up. And I do that, if that makes any sense. So, I also used a cheddar jack, and this is a Colby jack. So, I got jack in there. Alright, I'm going to stir this up. I don't think it got as thick as I normally get my sauce. So I'm wondering if I just didn't. I measured out 6 tablespoons of flour, but it could be that I used the Greek yogurt instead of the completely sour cream. Might have given it a little bit different texture. I'm not super duper worried about it because I feel like we can compensate with cheese. I don't want to compensate with too much cheese because I still need some for the top, right? And probably what I'm going to do for her is I'm going to bag up all the toppings, including the cheese. And then I probably will even start baking it if they want it tomorrow before she, so that before I leave, so that when she gets home it's done. If she wants to eat it tomorrow for sure. Okay. So now what's going to happen next is that it needs, I really wish it was thicker. I can't believe it's not real thick. I did let it boil, so, or bubble, whatever you want to call it. Just remember it being thicker. Maybe I'll just add a little bit more sour cream, just so I have that stability. I don't want it to be super duper thick because it's not, I know I have some sour cream in here somewhere. Of course it's hiding. But I want it to be a little bit thicker. I don't want it to be runny. And then what I didn't plan on was a bowl big enough to pour the sauce into my oh my gosh, this is the thickest sour cream. Like I said, because yogurt has more of a liquidy consistency to it. I wonder if that's why it didn't get as thick as it normally does. This is the first time I've used mostly Greek yogurt, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, as soon as that gets spread around, I think we'll be in better shape. I don't want it to get too, because I am trying to make it healthier. I know that doesn't seem like it when I'm adding all that cheese. Okay, so what I need to do is find a bowl big enough so I can mix a good portion of this sauce. And I might even want to measure this out to see how much of it we'll each get, so to speak. I didn't plan on that being the problem, Okay. I'm going to put you on pause again, you lucky people. Alright, I'm back. I'm going to just wing it. I'll figure it out as I go along, but I want to get, I should have, I need at least a cup of this in here. And I feel like I usually do a little bit more than what they say, because, I don't know. thing doesn't seem like enough sauce to me. And I'd rather have it in it than on top of it making the flour tortillas, so if that makes any sense. Oh, there's my sour cream making it thick. That's exactly what it needed to. Perfect. Yay! I just needed to add a little more sour cream. Okay. So now I'm going to mix this up. I should have had my got my foil pans ready. Want it good and mixed. Good amount of sauce. See, it's kind of dry in the middle. It is too that I usually use more meat than they say to also. There's the other reason why I feel like I add more sauce to the inside. If that makes sense. And I spray the pan so that, because they do, once the cheese is added and everything, stick. So you want to make sure you have that going for you also. Okay. Did you like that? Okay. Be right back. Gotta grab the pan now. Alright, I did exactly what I said not to do, which is to leave your tortillas in there. Hopefully, I haven't, yeah, it's still pretty pliable. I think I'm okay. I can't even follow my own rules. What the hell? Okay. So basically, here's how it goes down. You take a tortilla. You take a scoop. They say about a quarter cup. But when you only use 2 cups, it's like you don't really get that much in there, you know? So, and then you roll it. I'm not the fanciest roller. I got to debate on whether that's the way to go or the other way. Okay, that's about it, guys. This, you plop it on there. Ooh, that's hot tortilla. Hot tortilla. That might be a little too much, actually. Gotta save some for us. Okay, and then you roll it. And you plop. All right, that's it. I'm gonna finish these up, and I'll be back with you in a little bit. Alright guys, and last but not least, we put the sauce over top. Now, I find that my sauce this time is not as, doesn't have as much of a kick to it as it normally does. So I'm hoping that, I don't know. I don't know what I'm hoping. I'm just kind of trying to measure how much sauce I use per thingy so I get the equal amounts, if that makes any sense whatsoever. I actually did add any of the residual turkey that was left over into the sauce just because I was out of tortillas and I went back through and filled a bunch again, got them like really filled. So it's kind of nice if there's little chunks of turkey throughout, you know. Here. It is supposed to be completely covered, so that's what I'm trying to do now. Although I've made it complete, oh my gosh, mess of everything. I just got sauce all over my carpet. I'm doing great today, guys. How are you all doing? Hope everybody's doing fine. I am going to touch base about helping people feels good. And that's exactly why I'm doing this, is because it feels good. I like helping. I like making people's lives easier. I mean, I see how different life is, you know, compared to when my kids were little. And, you know, it's just kind of nice to be there for other people. That was my main goal. But I also just get such a, I don't know, adrenaline rush, I guess. Oh my gosh, I made such a mess. And this carpet got totally leveled. Okay, so now the next thing is to like get the sauce to kind of shimmy into all the cracks and crevices here. So I'm going to kind of... It did thicken up pretty nicely, so... Alright. That's it, guys. Okay, these are ready to be taken places or baked. And you, like I said, you bake them for 350 at 350 for 35 minutes, and then you take the cover off and you bake them for another 5 minutes with the cheese on the top. Okay, we're going to take another break here. And then I'm going to try and squeeze in... Sorry, I was trying to clean up at the same time. I'm going to try and squeeze in a pumpkin dump cake. Crazy? I think so. Alright guys, I'm back. It took me a minute. I got cut off. I got disconnected from you, whatever you want to call it. But I'm back. Okay, so we're making a pumpkin cheesecake dump cake because I love all of those things. So I figure, why not put them together? So I found this recipe on Pinterest. I'm just doing the recipe the way it's called for on the actual page. I'm not substituting anything. So in this bowl is 1 brick of cream cheese, and I use light cream cheese. And then, oh golly, I'm trying to remember now. 3/4 of a cup of powdered sugar. Yeah, 3/4 of a cup powdered sugar and 2 teaspoons of milk. And this is going to be like our cheesecake topping, what have you. She said to put it in the mixer, but I thought, what a perfect opportunity to get a nice arm exercise. So that's what I did with my cheesecake, is I worked out my arms. And a little bit of road rage at the same time. Got all those things out together. I also preheated my oven back to 350, because if you remember, I turned it off. And I also have my aluminum foil pan, because she's getting the dessert too. Another aluminum foil pan with the pumpkin dump cake in it, and it's I sprayed it with nonstick spray. Okay, now in this bigger bowl, they want me to mix my pumpkin, which they said 29 ounces, which I don't know where they get their measurements from. In the last couple pumpkin things I did, both said 29 ounces, but all the big cans must be 29 ounces because each of the smaller ones are 15. And I don't have a big one, so we get an extra ounce of pumpkin, because why not? Hello. Yes, I know I repeat pumpkin and turkey a lot, but I feel like they're two really good things that you can turn into so many different things, you know? And I love the dump cakes because they're fun and usually pretty easy. This one's a little bit more elaborate than I was kind of hoping for, but, I mean... Again, two different brands of pumpkin too, so they're 2 different colors. That's interesting. I wonder if this pumpkin is better than the other. I buy whatever's on sale. And lately they've been carrying it at the Dollar Tree. Up until Thanksgiving, and then couldn't find it anywhere, of course. Okay, so in this bowl I'm doing the pumpkin puree, not pumpkin pie filling. Evaporated milk, 4 eggs, 1 1/4 cups of sugar, and I'm using the cane sugar, and salt, and pumpkin pie spice. And you guys know that I use the pumpkin pie spice mix blend from Libby's pumpkin pie recipe, and it is 1 teaspoon of cinnamon, 1/2 teaspoon of ginger, and 1/4 teaspoon of cloves. Okay, and I just did that. I just doubled that recipe because they called for a tablespoon. I know that's probably not close to a tablespoon, but I don't know. I put the salt in here as well. Okay, so it's supposed to be puree, milk, the evaporated milk. We already did the other milk, which was 2 teaspoons in that cream cheese thing. So evaporated milk, 4 eggs. I got 1 chicken egg left. And then this is the 1 1/4 cups of sugar. And then the salt and the pumpkin pie spice are together. Okay, so I'm going to put in the evaporated milk now. And sadly, I forgot to shake it, but luckily this time it was okay. And I'm going to mix that together just because it'll get sloppy. You know, when you have a liquid mixing with not a liquid, but not a solid, you know, a puree like this, it can get a little messy. All right, anyway, I'm going to stir this up and talk to you at the same time, hopefully, because I want to talk to you about, hold on. I don't know if I can focus on two. Anyway, just about helping people and how good it feels to help people and how much people really do appreciate it, even if they don't say so sometimes. I mean, what is it going to hurt you? Takes up a little time, takes up a little money. Money might be the harder one, and I get that. But, I mean, if you can do something for somebody and you have all the stuff and it just takes a little bit of your time, why not, right? Okay, and then the eggs. So yeah, I'm going to have my niece bring me some more eggs on Christmas Eve, hopefully. Hopefully I'll get some of those. This is my last chicken one. I mean, they're all chicken eggs, don't get me wrong, but from the actual fresh out of the booty. You know what I mean. Anyway, I so enjoy them. And they're so appreciated. And I'm so jealous because she's looking at getting a cow too. I'm like, no, not before Auntie. Okay. And my husband said, watch out, your aunt will be living with you if you do that. Which is probably not a lie either. And the last guy. One of these guys I pre-cracked. Okay, now we got the eggs in. So the next is the sugar. Now keep in mind, you want to pay attention to the topping a little bit. This has been my experience with dump cakes, and I noticed she says that in her, that you might get dry patches, so you might need to use a little extra melted butter, which I'm not necessarily opposed to, but I also want to keep it on the, not that it's healthy by any means, but why make it less healthy is my theory. Or if you have to, can you add something good? I mean, pumpkin in and of itself is good for you. Okay. Sugar. And then this is the salt and the pumpkin pie spice. Might as well do it all together, right? Radio. Yeah, baby. Oh, this smells so good. All of my favorite things. Cheesecake, pumpkin, and I love these dump cakes. They're so fun. Typically, like I said, they're usually pretty easy. This one's a little bit more elaborate. And I do have to melt some butter because I haven't done that part yet, but oh my gosh, it smells so good. These flavors just hit me in such a positive way, and I don't even remember the first time I ever had pumpkin pie, so you would think with the way I love it so much, I would be able to figure that out. I'm not even sure who made it. Probably my mother. I don't really know. I don't remember Thanksgivings too much. I really don't.
Sorry to interrupt, but I'm choking on spit.
Oh my gosh. Well, you can say hi to everyone while you're, or wave at least, while you're choking to death.
Hello.
Oh my gosh, Pepe. Your own spittle besides?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, this smells so good. I might have to sneak some of this for us. I was actually making it for her, but would it be wrong if half of it was gone when I gave her the pig? Smell it.
That That's good. That's good. Alright, I'm gonna go choke some more.
Okay, could you stop pounding
Yes.
on my back?
Sorry.
It's fine. Okay. So, all of this goes into this pan. Whee! Okay. Now the question is, can I do this without making a mess? That will be the question of the day. Oh, it smells so good. It's something just scent-wise triggers. I almost feel like my grandma might have made it. Pumpkin pie. I feel like. Okay. I wonder if I need my spatula still. Again, I'm making this recipe on the fly. I didn't tell you guys that part. I'm literally looking at it on my Pinterest account. Okay, so then the next thing is to put the cream cheese filling in a small Ziploc bag, snip off the tip, and make mini piping bag. Nah, I don't want to go that route. I've seen one lady do it where she did like her ice cream scooper and she just plopped them in there. But maybe that's going to be too heavy. I don't know. I just feel like I should, I don't know. I have a plastic squeezy tube. Maybe I'll do that. I'm going to put you on pause for just a second. Alright, so I'm trying to think of what I could do. I'm wondering if I did something like one of my measuring spoons and just plopped little like half teaspoon. Yeah, let's try that guy. Wipe it out first. It has some, I don't know, I think it was sugar. No, not sugar, salt. Okay, and then I'm just gonna scoop it out with my finger and plop it on there. Okay, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna put you on hold again because you don't need to sit here and watch me do this. That would not be a fun time. And I'll be back with you in a little bit. Alright guys, I'm back. So this is what it turned out to look like. And then we're supposed to dump the yellow cake mix on top. Can you tell I'm exhausted? Ah! Okay, so we're gonna just make sure the whole thing is covered, so don't get too carried away with how much you pour right away. If that makes any sense. Spread it out and then go back, is my theory. Just wanna make sure the whole filling is covered, as I miss profusely. I'm gonna need a nap. Fortunately, it's too late in the day for one of those. Okay, so let's talk about helping people. What can you do to help people? Maybe there's things you can do that don't cost you any money. That's the important thing. If you can donate time, if you can donate used goods, or things you don't use anymore to somebody that needs them desperately, that's what I mean. And if it doesn't cost you anything, I mean, time, yes. It's going to cost you time, no matter what you do. But, in the long run, there's just this overwhelming feeling of just good. Like your heart is warm, for lack of better terminology. I just piled a whole big old pile of cake mix right on the edge. I'm supposed to like poke holes through it too so that, oh good, my app closed down on me again. What's happening this whole time? Wow, who knew there was so much cake mix? course I make a mess. Because, you know, that's just how I roll. Alright, so I'm going to poke a hole through it with a utensil I've already used one end for that I can turn around and use it. I only just cut the butter with this, kind of. It said don't stab to the bottom, but what do? You know. I gotta get this app back up so I can figure out what the next step was. It says don't go through to the bottom, but it's not that thick, you know? So I'm immediately like stabbing to the bottom. I think you're just trying to get the filling kind of incorporated into the mix here, so to speak, without completely mixing it. She wants it to look more like a pumpkin cobbler, is the words that she used. Bear with me while I get everything back up here and get my grubby little pumpkin hands all over the... Luckily it's the first recipe to come up, because I have yet to save it. And it's shut down on me I don't know how many times. I gotta stop stabbing it through to the bottom. But it's just like, what's the point? It doesn't, and there's no jump to recipe button on here either. I'm pretty sure I'm supposed to pour the melted butter on here. But I don't want to jump the gun. So, you know, I think you get so much more out of it than you have to put into it. Okay, so I did that. I dried, okay. Then poked the holes. Yeah. And then you pour the melted butter. Very carefully, because you don't want it dry spots. That's going to be the dilemma, right? You're going to have dry spots. So I don't know if you remember me giving you the amount of butter, because I started melting it before. I'm like standing here with a knife like I'm going to stab it for to death. It's one stick. Now, I've seen some people just put pats of butter on there. But I don't think that would move around as much as you needed it to, you know? I see what she means by adding a little bit. I'm going to start cooking it, and then I'm going to see if I need to add a little bit. I want to see if it redistributes itself a little bit. Okay? So I'm very carefully, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to put it on this cutting board, because that will help. You know, foil pans are not the greatest for, you know what, I'm just going to make a break for it. Hopefully wiggling it around. Okay, and I'm going to get a little bit more butter ready while I put you on pause and clean up my mess, so I will feel a little bit better about how much we got done today. Fingers crossed. Hey guys, forgot a couple things. We forgot the cinnamon sugar. So I'm going to shake this across the top. I mean, hello. Right? And I am going to add a little bit more melted butter, because I feel like it's warranted. Especially now that I added the cinnamon sugar. And you know I just have some pre-made already. And you can buy cinnamon sugar also. But just trying to get some of these drier spots. So it was at the 29-minute mark when I pulled it out. 29 minutes left, I mean. So I'm going to go back to that. I don't know, guys. I'm a little nervous, but fingers crossed it will be okay. Okay. That's the other part I'm having an issue with is the darn foil pan and being afraid I'm not even missing. I'm not even missing. Okay. Alright, back in. And I'm going to stop the timer. And I'm going to start at 29. Okay. Oh my goodness. Okay. Now, we're good to go, hopefully. And I gotta get my enchiladas in there. I'm gonna come back and show you the finished product on the pumpkin. Fingers crossed, it turns out delicious. Stay tuned. Alright guys, well we got about 6 minutes left on the cake, and then I have the enchiladas in, they're almost done too. I have about 15 more minutes on those. But I'm going to do the daily inspirations, and I'm going to go backwards about, I don't know, 2 weeks I think. So today is the secret of success is to be in harmony with existence, to be always calm, to let each wave of life wash us a little further up the shore. Cyril Conley. The ideal of calm exists in a sitting cat. Jules Renard. Act like a duck. Be calm on the surface, but paddle like hell underneath. I don't remember who did that. I forgot to write it down. You are the 18th. You arrive at a village, and in this calm environment, one starts to hear the echo. Yannick Noah. The 17th. Calm mind brings inner strength and self-confidence. So that's very important for good health. And I do believe that was Buddha. The 16th, I want to encourage young women to stand up for each other and speak up when they see others in a tough situation. Amber Riley. The 15th, go out, live your best life, encourage and share your laugh and make other people laugh. Alyssa Edwards. The 14th, God has placed within each of us an immeasurable, unique gift. It is our duty to live that out to the full and encourage one another with gusto. Meryl Dandridge. The 12th, I encourage you to have your own dream and work to make it a reality. Henry Sy. I believe we should encourage children to sing and play music from an early age. Mick Jagger. And that was the 11th. Listen to the desires of your children, encourage them, and then give them the oh my gosh, autonomy to make their own decisions. Dennis Waitley. If you have the opportunity to do amazing things in your life, I strongly encourage you to invite someone to join you. And that was the 9th. The 8th, the closest thing to laughter is the closest thing to the grace of God. That was the 8th. The 7th, hope is some extraordinary spiritual grace that God gives us to control our fears, not to oust them. Vincent McNabb. I'm going to go one more. Why not? I do not at all understand the mystery of grace, only that it... Oops. Sorry. Oh, yes, I do want to... Come on. I can't get out now. Okay. I do not at all understand the mystery of grace, only that it meets us where we are, but does not leave us where it found us. Anne Lamott. And I'll stop there. I think that was close to 2 weeks worth, maybe longer. And it should be just about ready. I guess I went through those faster than I thought. But let's keep in mind what I was talking about today about helping people and how it feels good. And if it doesn't cost you anything but a little bit of time or maybe a little bit of money, or just taking the time to discard some things that you don't need anymore, and that would in turn help someone. But I have to say that as I mature, get older, I find that that means a heck of a lot more than so many other things, including money sometimes. It's just nice to know that it's greatly appreciated, and those kinds of things go a long way nowadays. If you just say it out loud and let people know how you're feeling, it tends to make life a little bit, I don't know, I find it a little bit more fun that way, that I'm doing something for somebody else. Plus, I might be learning a new way to do something, or I might be changing up a recipe that I've made a bazillion times, like I did today. But it's more about the journey than the destination, and I think that's what I'm kind of getting at. Like, what's our big rush? Or you don't win anything when you get to the finish line. I mean, as far as material things, you're not gonna, be king of the world, or, you won't have world domination. Sorry, I don't think that would happen. That jar looked like it was about to fall off the shelf. I don't know why. But I don't know. It just, I don't know, think outside the box every once in a while and make like a conscious effort to try something new that might benefit somebody else. And especially if you have the ingredients, or if you're making a craft, you have all the project materials, or maybe you just want to share a plant, but you already have the plant and you just make a little, take a little snippet off yours and replant it in a nice little pot and give that as a gift. So, there are ways to do stuff for minimal costs, and it's truly about the thought. I almost always feel. I don't know if we're done yet, to be honest, but I'm going to show it to you, and then I'm going to let y'all go. Oh yeah, it's definitely not done, and I don't know why. Not even close. I have to give it the 10 more minutes. Gosh darn it. Alright guys, well I think I'm going to let you go, and I'm going to make you wait and check it out on Instagram at The Best Blessed Life, or on Facebook at Kristen Haas, KristinHass. And I think, without any other truly important things to mention, I'm just going to say have a good day, go do great things, be your best self, and please live your best blessed life. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to check it out. Bye.